जब लग गुरु मिले न साचा, तब लग गुरु करो 10 पांचा।
Can one change Guru? Is it a sin to changing a Guru? After all, who is the right Guru in this path of spirituality? Who is the Tattvadarshi saint mentioned in the Gita? To know the answer to all these questions, please listen the nectar words of Jagat Guru Tattvadarshi, Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj, based on the holy scriptures of all religions.
Now Dharamdas ji sees that is God behind me. Is he visible anywhere in the sky? It is said,
कल्प करे और मन में रोवे, दसों दिशा को वो मग जोवे.
is looking all around in all directions, upwards and downwards, and says,
बेग मिलो कर हूँ अपघाता, मैं ना जीवूं सुनो विधाता.
O God, give me vision quickly, else I will not live, I will commit suicide. He came home crying. His wife wondered why he is crying. What happened to him? He is unable to speak. He is crying so badly. From where did he start crying? From Mathura, and reached Bandhavgarh in MP, 800 kilometers. It would have taken 2-3 days to reach. Earlier there were no vehicles. They used to walk. Devotees used to walk. His wife's name was Amni Devi. She was very religious, but sometimes she used to hold back on charity of devotees. She thought, why is Bhagat crying? How did he come back? It was a 1-month tour program and he had come on the 7th day. She thought, what was the matter? She's looking at his face and he is crying so badly as if both mother, father of a child die. That child cries so badly, lying on the ground, face down like this, and is crying terribly. She wondered what happened to him. How did he come so quickly? Amni thought that some thief might have robbed his money. I am a miser, and used to taunt that what will the children eat, when he used to openly donate and organized community meals. She thought that he must be crying as some thief stole his money which he had taken for travel, and now he must be thinking that if I think of going again and will discuss about money, then she will make faces. She thought he must be crying because of this reason. Slowly she asks, why are you crying? Someone robbed your money. God has given you so much. Take as much money. Take more and come after completing your whole work. He cried a lot for 1 hour, 2 hours. While sobbing slowly and weeping, he said, Amini, had I lost money or someone stole my material wealth, then I would not have cried. I would have taken it again, but I lost that money which I might not get now, and without getting that, I cannot live. Amini asked, what was your wealth? Now, after hearing this and thinking of the background, he started crying badly. After a long time of crying, when he became calm, he started telling the whole story. He told the whole knowledge that God had narrated, and God Kabir had also narrated creation of the universe. There is no time left today, else I would have narrated that also in today's satsang. I will tell it tomorrow. He narrated the whole thing and told the incident that he prepared food in this way and ants were burnt in it. He made all those ants alive, saved my sin. Amini said such good knowledge, and God himself came to give. You are a trader, a businessman. How did you miss this deal? Dharamdas said that for the first time, In my life, I lost a deal. I hadn't faced defeat till today. This time I have failed in my deal, and this loss may not be complete in this life, and I cannot live. The practices that we used to do are worthless. There is no way ahead, it's completely dark. How will I live? Amini said. You have made a mistake. What relationship we had with Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh also didn't meet them every day. We were dependent on them based on things we had heard. He gave you such great knowledge and all proofs have been told to you. You should have touched his feet. He said, I'm crying because of this mistake. If God comes this time, I will not leave his feet. This way 6 months passed. Dharamdas ji did not eat anything, hardly a half or one bread daily. Somehow his wife used to feed him. He has no interest in work. The devotion that he used to do wasn't worth doing. In the morning, he used to sit outside the door at the gate and see it a long distance, like Bhilani used to wait for Sri Ram. Now, if he sees someone coming from distance, he used to start walking towards him. Maybe the saint has come. Virtuous souls, if once you have a desire for someone, then even a common person also starts to look same. He used to go there. No, he isn't same. He is not that one. Then he came to know from someone that a saint is sitting in the forest. Many people from the village and town are going to see him. Devotee Dharamdas ji also reached. He thought maybe he could be the same Mahatma, but he will be tested with the knowledge. Dharamdas ji asked a question to that saint to test that if he is the same Maharaj ji, then he would answer my question to the point. Dharamdas asked Saint ji, I want to ask some questions. That sage Mahatma said, child, ask, who are the parents of Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh? That sage said, what are you talking? They do not have mother, father. They are immortal, eternal, almighty. He knew he was not right. In mind, he knows that he is a wrong number. He got up and came. 6 months passed like this. Then God inspired his wife. His wife said that, Bhagat, your weight has reduced to half. In this way, you will die. When God parted with you, he must have told something. How will he meet? He said that wherever there are religious community meals, yagyas are performed, devotees gather to practice, or some meals are organized, I surely go there. And God does spiritual discussion with them, as you read in Rig Veda, Mandal number 9, Sukt number 86, Mantra 26-27, that God comes in a religious sacrifices in form of a highly dynamic substance like lightning and is obtained by us. He comes and sits there in a secret form. God also said the same, that I surely come to such religious community meals, religious sacrifices, because many people come like in a fair. He sits there and explains devotees, he discusses with them. In a secret form, Amini said, you organize community meals. Dharamdas said, will he come in one day? No one would even know in a day. Amini said, so you do for as many days as you want. We will have to do it for 3 days. Okay, organize it for 3 days. He fixed the day for 3-day Bhandara. Letters were sent all around and afar. After having food on the first day, sages, saint and Mahatmas went. He kept looking, but he did not come. His wife asked Maharaj ji, did that saint come? No, he did not come today. The same happened the next day. It was afternoon on the 3rd day. Community meal food is being served. Sages, saints are going after eating. Now Dharamdas took final decision. Because God listens to the call of the soul, if you do not come today, Tomorrow your servant will not remain in this world. I am unable to live. There was hope till today. Probably he will come today. It is said that
चिट्टी पायल बाजे पैर साहिब सुनता है सब लहर.
God knows everything. He knew that today Bhagat will die. He will not live. This was the final decision that after this meal is finished, I will commit suicide. It is said,
बेग मिलो करूं अपघाता मैं ना जीऊं सुनो विधाता.
at same time when 10, 20, 50, 60 saints remained who were eating food, those saints whom we just discussed, there was a kadamba tree at about 200 feet from where the Bhandara was going on. He came there and sat in the form of the same Jinda. Mahatma Dharamdas was looking around every minute when he saw Maharaj sitting there. He ran barefoot and looked very carefully. He hugged him, stuck to his chest like a child clings to his mother-father and sees like this and says, God, do not leave this time. Oh God, I will listen to everything you say. Then God said, Dharamdas, let these fake ones leave first, then we'll talk to each other. No, do not go this time. No, my child, I will not go. Trust me. Now he kept an eye on God, quickly fed the remaining ones and got free from them. Then he told God that this is your servant's hut. Come inside, we will talk for some time. He took God inside and offered a seat. He called his wife, come, run fast. Amini, I have got my money. Both sat down holding one leg each. Then Amini said that God, your child is of a very soft soul. I kept comforting him, else he would have died. O Lord, you know everything. You should not have made your child so sad. God said he was becoming messenger of Kal. I met him twice and he agreed to everything, but Kal somewhere interfered. I was with him. I would not have let him die, my child, else he would have died earlier. I killed his ego. I have heated like without heating the iron, no matter how you hit, it is of no use. Now his conscience is pure. Daughter, whatever I will say today, he will agree and this truth will enter inside his heart. Therefore I came late. Virtuous souls, he is capable.
दो दिन मेरी शरण है ताका हूं मैं दास और गेल गेल ला गया फिरूं जब लग धरती आकाश.
Then he narrated the whole story the second time and stayed there for several days, explained to them the knowledge. Both of them took initiation. God had to make the soul of Dharamdas a witness. God left. I will leave now and will come again. After that day, he appeared to Dharamdas ji only and said, Come Dharamdas, let me show you my Satlok. Earlier Dharamdas had prayed many times, come, today I will show you my place. He took Dharamdas to Satlok and his body was lying there unconscious. It has been 3 days, relatives gathered, villagers gathered, people of city came. What happened? Do not know what disease happened. He is lying unconscious, went into coma. On the third day, God showed everything above, showed whole Satlok, showed whole setup. He showed souls who live there, showed the world of Satlok. There is no old age here, there is no sorrow here, no death. You used to live here and you went away by mistake. Dharamdas says, God, keep me here, do not send me back, Lord, keep me here.
मत भेजो महाराज काल की नगरी है मोहे राख लियो महाराज काल की नगरी है मोहे मत भेजो महाराज हमसे बिगड़ी है.
Going there, we know that we committed a big mistake. For what reason we went from here? He cried a lot, requested God not to send me back. That is a very bad place. Then God said, son, you go. You cannot come here like this, else I can bring everyone in one go. You have gone with your own choice and will come back on your wish, and you will come becoming as rich as you were when you were here. You will have to accumulate the power of devotion below. For that, I will give you a mantra. You go down, and I will give you a mantra, Satnam. Practice that. You will come back with its devotional wealth. It will not happen like this, son. When the soul was left back on the third day, then he woke up and came to know after going to Satlok that God resides in Kashi. He started from there on foot and reached Banaras to Ramananji. From there, he came to know that Kabir is my disciple but is also my guru. Then he met God there and said, "O God, you have opened my eyes. God, give me initiation from the beginning." God gave him initiation, granted Satnam and liberated him, gave him Sarnam and did his welfare. Hail Satguru Dev, Jai Ho. Supreme Father, God Purna Brahma, the creator of all the universes, the creator of all God. This respected Supreme God Kabir is the originator of all souls. He is our master. Because of our mistake, we got caught in the web of Kal here and have reached such a world that the living being cannot be happy here. There is no trace of happiness. God, Purna Brahm, Paramakshar Brahm, Kabir Dev Ji, Kabir Sahib Ji, who played the role of a weaver in Kashi, in Banaras, stayed on this earth for 120 years. He performed the spectacle of a common man. This God takes care of the whole universe in three ways. There is a highly radiant form of God. He is seated in Satlok, and there is a huge dome, very beautiful. Just like a temple, there is a place of God. In the middle of that is the throne of God, royal seat. And there God Kabir Dev Ji, who is like us, is like a human. Radiance of one hair follicle of his body has more light than combined light of crores suns and crores moons. It's less in front of the radiance of one hair follicle of God. God has this radiant body. When that God comes here to provide us wisdom and true knowledge, then he acquires his other form. He remains there in that form and acquires another form, a less radiant and simple form. If that God comes here with the same radiant body, then our eyes will be closed like an owl cannot see the sun. In the same way, our eyes cannot see the highly radiant form of God, cannot bear it. Therefore, the Supreme God lightens his body, simplifies it, and comes here. And there are two ways he comes here. One, he lives a full life here in one yug, just like a common man is born. Like a child is born, gradually he grows up and then gets engaged in his work. He runs the family, gets old and goes. God performs such role in every era. He does not take birth because he is God. He acquires the form of an infant and sits on a lotus flower inside a pond. That's why God is called Narayan. Narayan means the one who sits on the water. That God performs this spectacle. From there he is received by very virtuous souls of previous birth. Then slowly he starts growing up miraculously. He does not eat any food and water. Then virgin cow gives milk with blessings of God. The divine spectacle of the upbringing of that child form, God, happens with the milk of virgin cows. Then he grows up and preaches his true spiritual knowledge. This is the second state of God. And the third stage, that is the second way of coming here, he appears any time like a guest comes. Guest means whose arrival. Date is not known. He can come any time. So God Kabir, Purna Brahma, Paramakshar Brahma, comes anytime acquiring the form of a saint and stay at some place for a few days and blesses a few virtuous souls. He meets pious souls. This is the third state of the Supreme God coming in the form of a guest. Both states have been mentioned in Mantra 1 of Yajurved chapter 5. Agne Tanurashi. Agne means God. The body of God is very radiant, therefore God is given the name Agne. Agne means, O highly radiant God. Agne Tanurashi, O God, you have a body. You are in form. Your body is very beautiful. Vishvavetva, Somaya Tanurashi. Tvava means that gods. Vishnuve means to nourish all. Tvava means that Vishnave means to sustain all. The body of immortal God is Soumya, say Vishnavetava Somaya Tonarshi Tanuasi. So that Supreme Soul also has a body to nurture everyone. In Srimad Bhagavad Gita, chapter 15, verse 1 to 4, the situation of upside down hanging world like a tree has been described. That think of the world as a tree hanging upside down, whose root is above. The three branches, Rajguna Brahma, Satguna Vishnu, Tamguna Shivji, are at the bottom. Only an enlightened saint can tell all the divisions of this world-like tree. One who tells all its parts is a Tattvadarshi saint. After attaining that Tattvadarshi saint by cutting ignorance with the weapon of true spiritual knowledge, that is, by understanding this knowledge, that supreme position of the Supreme God should be searched, going where the seekers do not come back to the world. In Gita, chapter number 15, verse 16-17, three gods have been mentioned, three lords. One is Kshar Purush, one is Akshar Purush. Akshar Purush is the lord of 21 universes. He is called Brahma and also Kshar Brahma, also called Kshar Purush. Akshar Purush is the owner of 7 quadrillion sunk universes. But the bodies of both are perishable. All the creatures under them also die. Only the soul does not die. It does not die even of a dog and donkey. That is why it has been mentioned in Gita Ji chapter number 15 verse 17. Uttam purush tu anya hai, Paramatma iti udharate, yeh loktriyam avishya vibharti avya ishwara. That Supreme God is some other who is called God, and He only enters in all three worlds and nourishes everyone. He is the eternal God, imperishable, supreme soul. So who enters and nurtures the three worlds like the whole tree gets food from the root nourishes the whole tree. The root form God is that supreme God. He is Paramakshar Brahm. He is Kabir Dev. He is that Kabir Dev who came to Banaras, Kashi, and used to perform the role of a weaver. Virtuous souls, our holy books, the four Vedas, the holy Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the holy Puranas, we consider these scriptures as having correct knowledge, and they are true, and whatever has been written inside them is truth. So, to recognize God, we will use our scriptures as the base, which holy Hindu religion already considers to be true and completely dependent on them. So from those scriptures we will identify God, what is written in them. And what is the glory of God? What spectacles do God perform? Then we will not fail in recognizing God. Till now, we were at fault. Anyone told us that God is like this, we used to believe. If God is like that, then we used to believe that as well. Brahma is God, we used to believe. Vishnu is God, we used to believe that. Lord Shankar is the supreme power, we used to trust that as well, because we did not know. Like these cults are active. Some say, come to Satlok, Sachkhand, where God is formless, Satpurush is not there. And soul will be merged in God like a drop in the ocean. Tell their intellect is small. If someone says, come let's drown in the ocean, how many will be ready to drown? They may say yes here, but when this time comes, then not even a single will drown. All will run away. Here these fake cults are active. They say that there is no God, he is formless, there is only light. What will we do by going there where God is not there? We want to meet God. Now God is not there. As someone sings, glory of a cow, that cow gives milk, nectar like milk. Cow is a beneficial animal. Everyone has a desire to take a cow, but then say that cow is not there. It is formless. Is this a theory? The glory of God has been told in Vedas and scriptures, and the great men whom God came and met have told the state of God as seen. We have ignored him and have accepted the words of these liars, these fake cults, this Radha Swami Panth, Jai Gurudev cult, Dhan Dhan Sadguru cult. All these are telling lies, complete 100%. None of them have met God. They don't know ABC. If they had met God, would they tell him to be formless? The scriptures tell the truth that he has a body. As human beings, the eyewitness saints say,
दानक रूप रहा करतार और हमरे ही निहार है हमरा सृजनहार.
God is like us, our originator, virtuous souls. The purpose of this servant is to first make you familiar with our scriptures, which we believed are true. Then there is no problem in recognizing God, and the problem of attaining salvation is over because it is a simple path. These messengers of Kal, with Kal's inspiration to show their supremacy, started Hatha Yoga. To gain powers, performed penance while standing and being upside down. They started doing many rituals by doing swaha swaha. They used to find a way to destroy, to have supremacy over each other. If someone has achieved one power, then the other one thinks, I should have 3. Then I will be superior in the public. God tells that you will get 24 powers with our mantras. But do not use these powers, else they will work as poison. Let them be as it is, and these powers will help us. But if we start using them, then they will harm us. That is why they used to use those powers like ek siddhi sab sagar pive. There was one sage, Agast, who left home to attain God and started doing spiritual practice. In the forest, now their stories are very long. He went to the forest, became 30-40 years old, then started the tour. That is, first he used to charge the battery for 6 months. In a year, he used to do penance, and for 6 months, he used to go village to village, city to city. He was glorified. One king did not have a child. The king came to know that there is a great man who has come after performing penance in the forest. So the king prayed and served him, kept him for a week or 10 days. Then he prayed that we do not have a child. Sage Agast said, all right, you will have a child. Sage Agast left. Later, a girl was born in the house of the king. Now, roaming around after 12 years, he came in the same area. He used to perform penance for 6 months. Then he used to roam from village to village, city to city. So after 12 years, the turn came of the same side. The king came to know that the great sage is coming, Sage Agast. The king spread flowers from the boundary of his city till palace and glorified him a lot and made many citizens stand to serve and welcome him. He took his daughter along with him. Those days, a 12-year-old girl used to be well built. He went there and said, God, this daughter was born with your mercy. I am grateful to you of your blessings. Sage Agast became happy and he prayed, Maharaj, stayed with us for a few days. First, Sage Agast said, no, I don't stop for more than 1 day anywhere. Then he said that we got a daughter with your blessing. We want us to serve you and we will be happy. Then he agreed for 2 days and the king told his daughter to serve him. Daughter, you are born with his blessing. You serve Maharaj. Maharaj's stay extended to 7 days. Then he said to the king that I want to request something from you. Then king told Sage Agast, what can we give to you? Everything belongs to you. You do not need to ask for anything, you order. He said, give me this girl to serve me. Now the king knew that if he refused, he might be cursed. Everything will be destroyed. With a heavy heart, he said, as your wish. He took the girl and went do their devotion. Then what happened to him? He gained one power by doing penance his whole life.
एक सिद्धि सब सागर पीवे, एक सिद्धि जो बोजुग जीवे, एक सिद्धि जल पैर ना लाई, एक सिद्धि आकाश से उड़ जाई.
Virtuous souls, the sage Agast drank all 7 oceans in one gulp. Then other sages, the gods, prayed to him that God, here the whole system will be damaged. Atmosphere will change. Have mercy on us. Pity us. He did mercy and spit it all out. All the 7 oceans were filled. Virtuous souls, today we have become devoid of spiritual knowledge. Because of these fake sages, great sages, saints who don't even know the ABC, we have made us another form of atheist that God cannot do. All these are lies. No, spirituality has very strong power. That is absolutely possible. But we did not need them. They were not required. We did it due to ignorance. What does God say? He says, Dimb kare dungar chadhe. These penance doers pretend. They will sit at a high place from where they are visible to everyone. A saint is sitting there with eyes closed. Then his service starts. People start coming and he is glorified. This is hunger for glory. God says, Dimb kare dungar chadhe. Dungar means on a high place. Hill, antar, jeen hi jhool.
जग जाने बंदगी करेंगे वो हैं सूल बबूल.
The public thinks he is a great saint. He has done wonders. He has left home, is struggling hard for God. It is said, Ye jo bove shul babul, they are sowing thorns for his future life. Their worship is not correct. There were two devotees who left home to attain God. They found a saint who was very famous, was told to have powers. Both took initiation there, left home to become monks. They lived with the Mahatma for many years in the ashram with Guruji. Now after Guruji's death, both left from there and went in different directions to attain powers, because that saint used to teach only powers. One of them received the Satsang of God Kabir Dev Ji, as you have been told that God manages all the work of this world in three situations. In one, God in complete form is sitting at the top. He controls all the universes. In other form, he leads one life by appearing as a child. He does not take birth. He comes in body and goes in body. He stayed for 120 years in Kali Yuga and left in body after providing his complete knowledge, after getting his whole nectar speech written, after providing his knowledge and giving Suksham Ved, he left in body. And the second state is he comes and appears anywhere. He met respected Dharamdas Sahib Ji, met respected Nanak Sahib Ji on the Bain river. He was not visible to others, but was visible only to Nanak Sahib Ji. And as soon as Nanak Sahib Ji took a dip in the Bain river to take a bath, he disappeared from there and people thought he drowned. They spread the web, searched afar but did not find anything. He took him to Satlok, then left him back on the third day. He was found standing there. In this way, God meets these virtuous souls. God comes in this way and performs a spectacle. Similarly, he appears anywhere and stays in an area for a few days. If someone asks his village name, then he avoids by saying that the village of the saint is not to be asked. The public also does not do much research, nor there were media and no such means as today. There are telephones with the name. Anyone can verify if there is such a person in that village. So it was not like this at that time. This is how God used to live. He stays in some area for some time, then suddenly leaves. The saint used to live but left suddenly and did not come back. That was the spectacle of God. So this is how God Kabirji was living. Amongst those Guru brothers, one of them who followed the saint got in touch with God Kabir Dev Ji, got Satsang. He heard Satsang continuously for many days. His life changed. The desire to gain powers for which he was trying ended. There was desire to attain God. He started doing true worship. After a few days, God did a spectacle. The saint said, "Son, now onwards you start giving initiation. I have given you the order." Then God made an excuse of roaming and went to the jungle and did not return. When searched, it was found that some animal had eaten a man. He made such a situation. Those disciples thought that someone has eaten Guruji, hence performed his last rites, whereas he was God and had gone. Now, after 10-12 years, there was a meeting somewhere, like many types of saints get together in a fair of Kumbh. There, the follower of God Kabir also went, the disciple of his earlier guru also came. The one who had started to gain powers, he also came. And after 12 years, both met and hugged. They felt happy, and both were sitting on the bank of a river for discussion and asked what has been achieved after 12 years. Now the one who met God, Kabir, said that I have got everything. Now the one who was only interested in gaining powers, he asked, what powers you gained now? Kabir Panthi said, we do not need powers. We have got God. We must attain God. These powers are toys. Children play with them. Then the other says, who was his guru brother, the disciple of the saint with powers, still he was stuck on useless accomplishments. He said, well, you are a useless person. Shall I tell you what have I achieved? I will show you. He walked on the river as if he was walking on earth and reached the other side and came back again. Then asked, did you see I have attained this power? Now the Kabir Panthi hit his hand on the forehead and said, in 12 years your earning is worth 2 rupees. In 1 rupee this boatman drops on the other side, and in 1 rupee he brings back. In entire 12 years you earn 2 rupees. Damn, you obtained nothing. What is your achievement? He was very impressed by this, so he sat down with him. Really, I have wasted my time. Anyone can go in a boat for 2 rupees. It is better to work somewhere. Then he told him the entire knowledge which he had obtained from God. Now that saint did not know that he was God. He used to consider him a guru, a sage. He explained the whole knowledge to the guru brother that he had obtained from God. He was highly impressed. Virtuous souls, whoever wishes to attain God, do not do nuisance. They immediately get dedicated. An inspiration came that how will my welfare happen now? I have wasted my time and have lost all my life. Have mercy on me. Do my welfare as well. Get me the mantra from the great man. Now the devotee started crying, who was Kabir Panthi. Then Siddh said, why are you crying? Kabir Panthi said that I am crying because your welfare is not possible. Brother, what is the reason that my welfare is not possible? Now the Kabir Panthi says that, brother, listen. You and I were the disciples of a guru. We were disciples of the same guru. You were senior, I was junior, at that old guru's place. He said, yes, you are correct. My Gurudev has left the body from whom I got this path. Now your welfare cannot happen. The other said, Guruji has left the body but must have ordered someone. I will take mantra from him. Then the Kabir Panthi said that you cannot take a mantra from him because Guru has to be considered equal to God. And you cannot accept him even as a Guru. Now the other saint says, listen my brother, I have started to attain God, and get me a mantra from anyone, I will respect him, I want God. Then he told the Kabir Panth that he had given orders to this servant, and because you were senior to me in the ashram, this fire of being junior and senior is everywhere. This is also a trap of this kal. Devotees should be at one level. There should not be high and low, no first or last. We are children of one father. There is elder son and one is 15 years younger, but both are of same father, our brothers, our sister and brother. So you are like this. Then he said that even if you take mantra from me, then you will also not have that faith within because you were senior to me. He held his feet and said, what better than this? My Guru brother will also be my Guru. From today onwards, I am your servant, you are my God. Give me the mantra. He granted initiation, both did devotion nicely and moved on to the path of welfare. Now, what does God tell?
शब्द महल में सिद्ध 24 हंस बिछोड़े बिसवे 20.
Now, those who have powers become arrogant. Hundreds of people become admirers. That Maharaj has done this, he has done that. He destroyed him. Sitting there, he set fire. This is what they do. Now, what is told?
शब्द महल में सिद्ध 24 हंस बिछोड़े बिसवे 20.
Now he developed supremacy. Millions of people, thousands of people became followers. Then he becomes God. So he became a God. There will remain only one God and no one else can become God. God moves far. It is said that these powers create pride in you. They detach you from God. Detaches soul. It gets detached from God, moves far.
शब्द महल में सिद्ध 24 हंस बिछोड़े बिसवे 20.
Bisve Bisa means absolutely certain. 100% it destroys the soul. The arrogance of powers make them far from God.
धी सुर देव मिलावे एक सिद्धि मन वृत्ति बतावे. एक सिद्धि हो पौन स्वरूपी एक सिद्धि होवे अनुरूपी. एक सिद्धि निस्वा सर जागे एक सिद्धि सेवक हो आगे. एक सिद्धि सुरगापुर ध्यावे एक सिद्धि सब घट छावे. एक सिद्धि सब सागर पीवे एक सिद्धि जो बहुजुग जीवे. एक सिद्धि जो उड़े आकाशा एक सिद्धि परलोक के बासा. एक सिद्धि कष्ट तन जारा एक सिद्धि तन हंस निहारा. एक सिद्धि जल डूब न ला जाई एक सिद्धि जल पैर न लाई. एक सिद्धि बहु चोले धारे एक सिद्धि नीतत विचार. एक सिद्धि पांचों तत् नीरम एक सिद्धि हो बजर शरीरम. एक सिद्धि पीवे नहीं खाई एक सिद्धि जो गुप्त छुपाई. एक सिद्धि ब्रह्मांड चलावे एक सिद्धि सब नाद मिलावे. एता खेल खिलारी खेले सो हम हंसा प्रगट बेले. 24 को ना मन चावे सो हंसा शब्द अतीत कहावे. प्रसिद्धि पूर्ण पटरानी सतलोक की कहूँ निशानी. सतलोक सुख सागर पाया सतगुरु भेद कबीर लखाया. परमहंस देखो परवाना जन कहता दास गरीब दीवाना.
Now what has been said, ek siddhi man vritti batave. They can tell what you have thought inside your mind. So we say that we do not need these powers.
एक सिद्धि निस्वासर जागे एक सिद्धि सेवक हो आगे.
One power is waking up all day and night, and we are so far from spiritual knowledge. We are devoid of spiritual knowledge. If we even see the slightest bit of power in any saint or sage, we stick with him, get impressed.
आइए अब हम उन श्रद्धालुओं के अनुभव जानते हैं जो जगत गुरु तत्वदर्शी संत रामपाल जी महाराज जी से दीक्षा प्राप्त कर चुके हैं तथा उनके द्वारा बताए गए भक्ति मार्ग पर चल रहे हैं.
Namaskar, sir.
What's your name, ma'am?
Sir, my name is Neha Agarwal.
Neha ji, where are you from?
I have come from Pathankot, Punjab.
When did you become a follower of Sant Rampal ji?
I became a follower of Sant Rampal ji Maharaj on 17th April 2013.
What were your takes on religion and prayers before becoming a follower of Sant Rampal ji?
Sir, before becoming a follower of Sant Rampal ji Maharaj, I used to pray various gods and goddesses, and my parents and I were devotees of Bholenath ji, as you can say that. And my parents used to get up at 4 a.m. in the morning to go and clean the temple. So yeah, we used to pray to various deities and also visit the Gurudwara. And you can say we used to pay visit to almost all the religious places.
You were facing so many difficulties in life. Your family was struggling with so many problems. So how exactly did you got to know about Sant Rampal ji?
We got to know about Sant Rampal ji when my father went to the Kurukshetra Mela. So there a few kinds were distributing the Gyan Ganga booklet. So he brought a Gyan Ganga booklet from them. After coming back home, my father read the book and he tried confirming with everything that was written in it and with the relevant holy books. I mean, at first he was really amazed to read all that was written in it, but I mean, it was all really surprising. Like Guru Nanak Dev Ji had mentioned about the holy soul whom he met at the Bay River, and everything else that is mentioned about gods, my father matched all that information and he went forward to take the Namdan.
You were already devoted to God, then why did you take Nam Diksha from Sant Rampal ji?
Sir, it's true that we were religious people, and according to me, I never had such intentions that I would take someone as my guru in my life, because I used to believe that even they are human beings like us. I mean, even they are just normal people. What is so special about them? I mean, my father was the first one to become a follower of Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj, and he took the Nam Diksha sometime in between 2008 or 9 when he got the Gyan Ganga when he went to the Kurukshetra Mela. At that time he realized the truth and went forward to take the Nam Diksha. But when he used to come back home and try to explain it to us, we didn't really understand much. And honestly, I had no such interest that I would become a follower of a common man. Like, nothing like that.
So what made you think that Sant Rampal ji was just a common man? What were your thoughts at that time?
See, what I used to think was that there are so many gurus in India. So similarly, Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj is one of them. Even he is a common man. So that's what I was thinking. I did not see anything special in him, because neither had I heard anything that he preached, nor had I seen him or heard about him before.
So did you not think that Sant Rampal ji Maharaj was special? So that's why you thought he was a common man. When did you realize that he was actually different?
See, I realized that Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj was actually special. There is a long story behind it. It's that our family was completely ruined. We were so much in trouble that I cannot even explain. It was sometime in 2008 when there was a friend of my father with whom he used to deal in business also. So during those times, he was working for us as an employee. He was an employee for my father. He used to look after the office work, so it was all going well for some time. Then there was a time when he cheated on my father, and also he used some black magic tricks on him, due to which my father went into depression. My father left the house and this lasted for some 6 years. I mean, we went through such a bad time. There was such financial crisis. All our investments and our business went completely into losses. And my father was completely in depression. We had to sell off all our investments and all our gold and whatever vehicles we had to sell it all. We were completely down in ditches. We had lost everything. So when I took Namdam from Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj, it was my father who came home and told us about him. We did not believe him earlier.
Okay, we know that all the devotees who take Namdan from Sant Rampal ji Maharaj, they all gain something. So please tell us that your family that was going through so many problems and so much financial crisis, how did you manage to come out of it?
Sir, when we took the Namdan, and we don't know what happened or how it happened. We only prayed, and the mantra that Sant Rampal ji had given us, we only chanted it with all our hearts. And all our problems just kept on going away day by day.
Neha ji, what do you do career-wise?
I have done my bachelor's in science, and currently I am preparing for banking and other competitive exams.
You are an educated person. So do you really believe that in this modern age, the age of computers, people will believe that by the blessings of a saint, someone can really turn around their lives and get rid of addictions and intoxications?
Earlier, I did not believe, but when I took Nam Diksha from Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj, I have realized that it is completely true that if there is a saint on earth, it is no one else but Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj. And if someone can really solve any problem, that person is himself, no one else but him, whether it is related to your health or anything else.
Neha ji, if we talk about the number of followers, there are many saints in India who have lakhs of followers. What do you think about Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj?
No, it would be absolutely wrong to say that if someone has many followers, that means that he is true saint. Because we have to follow the right path and not just blindly follow the crowd. We don't have to follow the crowd. We must follow the right path, which is shown to us by Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj.
Neha ji, we hear that a lot of gurus say that we must not sin. Sin can only lead to punishments, while Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj does not agree to this. What do you think? There is such a disagreement in various gurus' preachings.
Sir, when a guru says that true devotion cannot get us rid of our sins, that means that these gurus do not possess that knowledge of true devotion. That is why their thinking is like that. But what our Guru Sant Rampal Ji says is that true devotion can help us get rid of our sins.
On basis of what does Sant Rampal Ji says that devotion can help us get rid of our sins?
Sir, Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj takes references from holy books. He shows everyone what is written in Gita, Quran, Bible, Guru Granth Sahib. He tries to give proofs of who that Almighty is who created the universe in 6 days and on the 7th took his seat. I want to question these religious gurus, these so-called learned ones, that you all say that what you suffer in life is the result of your sins. You cannot get rid of them. And how come after taking Nam Diksha from Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj, I was able to get rid of my sufferings? Answer me, how did it happen? I truly believe that if we follow the right path suggested in the Shastra, we can get rid of our sins.
What message would you like to give to the devotees?
The only thing that I would like to say to the devoted ones is that please try and understand the preaching of Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj. Listen to him and what he has to say once. No matter if you are against his thoughts, still give it a try. Whether it's positive or negative, that is completely your decision whether you believe him or not. But you must listen to him once, what message he is trying to convey.
We would like to know what all did you earn and experienced after taking Nam Diksha from Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj?
The greatest thing that happened after taking Nam Diksha from Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj is that our house, our family, that was completely ruined before, has come back to become a good place by the grace of Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj. At the present time, our house feels heavenly and we are at peace. We have all the items of well-being by the grace of God. Whether it is on the economic front or considering our health, everything is fine. My brother, who was an alcoholic and had also gotten into some other sorts of substance abuse, even he has been able to get out of his addictions.
The devotees who want to take Nam Diksha from Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj, what process will they have to go through?
The Satsang is being telecasted on the Satna channel and there is a yellow strip on the screen where you can find the phone numbers. You can order the Gyan Ganga book from there. What I would suggest to all is that please do buy the book and read it once. You will be able to understand what the truth is once you read the book and then come and seek guidance from Sant Rampal Ji Maharaj. He will help solve all your problems.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
आप सुन रहे थे जगत गुरु तत्वदर्शी संत रामपाल जी महाराज जी के मंगल प्रवचन। अधिक जानकारी के लिए विजिट कीजिए हमारी वेबसाइट www.jagatgururampalji.org। संत रामपाल जी महाराज जी के शुभ आशीर्वाद से पूरे विश्व भर में 500 से भी ज्यादा नाम दीक्षा केंद्र हैं, जिन पर संत रामपाल जी महाराज जी द्वारा ऑनलाइन निशुल्क नाम दीक्षा दी जा रही है। अपने नजदीकी नाम दीक्षा केंद्र का पता करने के लिए संपर्क करें 8222880541।